question is, do you have it in you to make it epic? And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised. Dun,
No
dun,
metal?
dun, 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 dun. I don't know.
Another one bites the dust. Is that metal? That's not metal.
No, that's Queen.
That's Queen. Is it metal? Queen
Not-
Eli, is Queen metal? You're the expert.
Not really.
Not really.
But
Even a
metal
little
folks
bit. Even
like
a little
it.
bit. Not even a
Maybe a
little bit.
little bit.
Okay.
I mean, Metallica did cover one of their songs.
So they dipped their toe in metal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they probably have a little bit of probably inspired some metal bands, but I
Close
wouldn't
enough.
consider them.
I kind of think like maybe Ghost was inspired by Queen.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
yeah. Anybody with
It's
like
very,
a big
it's very
theatrical,
rock opera esque.
yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah, we're doing a show. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies Nursery Bully. I'm host Leroy, aka What a Lovely Day, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Buffalo Wild Nightwing.
I had some Buffalo Wild Night Wings the other day. They were delicious. Anyway, also want to give a shout out to our co-host, the AI, which Eli, I'm going to talk about them in a second because I'm really pissed off at them.
We still haven't named him.
No, we haven't. I'm scared to. We're going to let David name him. Oh, also, we have a third co-host. If anybody haven't seen it, we're going to do an introduction. Shout out to our third co-host, aka David, aka David. So, yeah. Introduce yourself, David. Where are you from? Where
Hello,
do you hail?
I'm AKA David. You've heard me mentioned on this podcast from time to time. I'm
In all love. But
Oh
yeah.
no, love. I do listen to you guys on a regular basis at work when when the opportunity presents itself. But I'm AKA David from This Geek in Comics, and
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with the bullies tonight.
Yep. And like I said, we have talked about the Geek Comics a lot of times, so hopefully you also listen to them. That now I've always considered us yin and yang with this Geek Comics. What they don't give you, we give, and we give, they don't give. It's if you put us together with a perfect podcast.
Yeah, we're the Reese's Pieces.
Right. That's
There
what
you
it-
go.
exactly.
Yeah.
Buttercups.
There you go. Perfect example. All right. So let's go ahead and get this thing started up. Before we get into it, Eli, before we started, because like I said, I had a show in my mind that I was going to do, but Eli did something. I'm not going to talk about it. That I'm going to throw everything out the window. And we're going to start from scratch and just go what we got. But
It's
Eli,
all my fault again.
again. But Eli, the thing was, I was going to talk about it and I was going to celebrate and brag to you about your team.
Oh,
Yeah. I can't do that now. Have you heard?
I did hear, yeah, because it's all
Okay.
over.
I hate to break the news to you. It's this thing, y'all about to get swept out of there. So maybe this time next week, your team's gonna be on Cancun. And honestly, I blame your guy. I blame your guy,
Okay.
Anthony Edwards, because everybody
That's
was
his
hyping
name?
up Anthony Edwards, aka Ant-Man.
No shit, that's dude from Revenge of the Nerds.
That's who you thought of, really? That's who,
Or yeah,
that's where your mind went with that. Okay, fine. Revenge of the Nerds, Anthony Edwards. That's the guy. So we thought
he was
gonna be-
Gilbert, right? Yeah, Gilbert. He played
Oh,
Gilbert.
I don't know. I guess. Wait, wasn't he on? No, that was the other guy. I was thinking Top Gun. That was Top Gun.
Oh, he wasn't Top Gun. He was
Was he?
Goose. Yeah, he was Goose.
So you're gonna think of Revenge of the Nerds, and okay, I forgot. It's you. Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna move past that anyway. Yeah. So we're gonna move past that. We're gonna talk about we're gonna bring back an old classic. Matter of fact, David, you're gonna jump in also because I know you already know what the old classic is. So Eli, go ahead, give it to me. What is the #1 movie of the week? I will give you a hint. It is not a Disney movie. So
Well,
there
it's
you
either Garfield or Mad Max or
I-
Furiosa.
I think they tied.
Did
go.
they?
Let's see. Boom. Yeah. Oh, let me get that out of the way. There you go. So they didn't tie, but it was very.
It was
close.
very close.
It was very close. Yeah, it's like, and keep in
That's
mind,
only
this
like $700,000. That's less than $700,000 apart.
right, and keep in mind this is an estimate. So those numbers might change tomorrow.
That's right.
So-
This is Memorial Day weekend. This is supposed
Memorial Day
to,
weekend. So Garfield very well may still beat it.
Yeah, this is supposed to kick off the summer blockbuster season.
Not with these numbers. They not.
I know that's pretty low.
The fuck? That's Cocaine Bears numbers, man. Come on. So
I
don't
love
know.
Cocaine Bear. It was great.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying I did like that movie, but I'm just saying it was that you expect a big blockbuster, sunbuster movie to do more than that, you know. So, but it is what it is. That's
yeah.
what
People are broke, man. You either want to have a barbecue or you can go to the movie. What do you got to choose?
right. I mean, but yeah, people did it before. They sent the first. I mean, they sent the first Memorial Day weekend because they're saying looking at these numbers, it's like the worst Memorial Day weekend like in decades.
If
Like
ever, yeah.
nobody went to see that shit. So yeah, because that's usually like the movie because our people are expecting to go see them. That's it. Now I'll put it like this. Now we've talked about the box office numbers all this year and how the movies are not doing what supposed to do. I'm not gonna blame it on Hollywood putting out bad movies. I'm not. I know everybody else like to say, "Oh, this movie did bad because it sucked. This movie did bad because it sucked." No, people just not going to see movies. Period. Because the same movies that people aren't seeing that suck when they come on streaming. Oh, that movie wasn't that bad. So you should have watched it to begin with. So I don't know. Get feedback from somebody. What do we got? So, like I said, we saw a movie. I saw a movie. Eli saw a movie. And Eli, this is why I changed the entire format of the show because of this. Because normally when a movie comes out on the weekend, what happens is that I go see the movie on opening weekend. I rave about it, say it's the greatest movie since Slice Split. Everybody need to watch this movie. This is the greatest movie ever. 6 months later, the movie would drop on streaming. Eli watched the movie and be like, the same movie that I saw. He'd be like, it's all right. And that's it. We didn't talk about the movie again. But since Eli saw a movie on opening weekend, I had to change everything. So all those bullshit ass topics that I had on Eli that you didn't want to talk about, I threw the shit out the window. I was like, no. This is a special occasion. So
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to a movie. I mean, shit.
right, that's what I'm
You
saying. So we can talk about it because normally, yeah. So if it's a Netflix movie, we can do like a same day thing. But opening day weekend, and yeah, I went to the opening day weekend. Well, no. I went today. I went Sunday. I didn't go
That
Thursday.
counts.
I mean, it does. But the thing, you know me, Eli, I like to see the shit earlier, like Thursday or Friday, so I can like get my thoughts together. Because right now my thoughts are fresh. Like I'm still going through my mind, like, what do I think about this movie? Because if I saw the movie on Thursday or Friday, I could have had time to think. But I couldn't do that because anytime the movie was showing like at late night, I had to work. And I asked my boss, could I take off early to go see Mad Max and Furiosa? And he thought that was the funniest shit he ever heard. I'm like, damn, man, what you think is Def Comedy Jam or some shit? Like, this ain't episode of Seinfeld. I just want to go see Mad Max Furiosa. Like, no, you're not seeing Mad Max Furiosa. Take your ass back to work. so I had to wait till Sunday when I got off a little bit earlier off the clock to go see Mad Max Furiosa. Saw the movie. Yeah, that's the movie. Saw the movie. Fresh in mind. Came home. Put the podcast together. Invited you guys in. And that's what I'm thinking. Because Eli, that's why I want to know what you thought about the movie. So I'm gonna let you go and just have edit what you thought about Mad Max Furiosa.
So you can smoke a cigarette and like, whew.
I get to relax, right? You know. All right, but yeah, but what did you think about Mad Max Furiosa? Just give it to us however you want to give it to us.
Well, I liked it. Yeah, I liked it a lot. I love the Mad Max movies, like all of them. I grew up with the original Mad Max trilogy.
Mhm.
Road Warrior, I think, is one of my favorite movies of all time. Loved that shit growing up. Used to play. I mean, G.I. Joe, the Dreadnoks. I bought the Thunder Machine. I bought the Dreadnoks figures so I could play Mad Max or Road Warrior.
Really?
When I was a kid. So yeah.
Yeah, the Dreadnoughts.
So I've always loved them.
The Dreadnoughts do have that Mad Max aesthetic to them.
Yeah, like futuristic, punk rock, dystopian
their vehicles
warlords of the wasteland. Yeah,
were very much like cobbled together, like that trike with the minigun on the back of it.
Yeah, and the Thunder Machine was just basically like a dune buggy and a Trans Am and like a cop car, just sort of spliced together with a bunch of machine guns on it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I love them movies. So I love Fury Road. Fury Road, I think, is one of the best movies like ever.
It was
You know?
nominated for
So I was,
for Best Picture. It was nominated for Best Picture.
yeah,
Yeah, and nobody they disagreed with it. They was like, huh, yeah, that makes sense. They just went with it. So yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I was super excited about seeing this movie, and so I got a chance to go see it. And I liked it a lot. I don't think it's as good as Fury Road, and it has a slightly different tone than Fury Road. I mean, Fury Road is just all action.
Right.
It's just like a 2-hour
Hour
car
and a
chase
half,
scene.
yeah, 2.5
It
car
just
chase
keeps
almost.
going. Yeah, it just keeps going and going and going and never lets up.
Wait, hold up.
This is more of
before you go, David. Have you seen Fury Road?
Yes, I have seen
Okay,
Fury
cool.
Road. It is
Okay.
very good.
Okay. Didn't mean to step on your toes, Eli. Go ahead.
He made it frozen.
okay.
Okay.
All right.
My fault. Okay.
All right. So yeah. No, there's like a pause. I think, am I breaking up? Or are you guys breaking up? I don't know.
We're
Is
good.
my internet sucking? I don't know.
Well, I'm in the middle of a storm right
yeah.
now, so
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna talk. All right. So I think this one's more of like an epic. Yeah, it's a prequel. It's obviously a prequel to Furiosa and her life. And so it's more of her life story. So it does. I mean, there is action scenes, but this has a lot more, plot going on, a lot more details about her life, her history, and sort of like the world building of this Mad Max universe. So yeah, I mean, but the action scenes, they are cool. That war rig chase is dope.
Yeah, a little bit. Come on, with the parasails.
The fact that
and the
George Miller is like, yeah, and those flying fan things or whatever. Shit. Yeah, just crazy ass shit. Yeah, and George Miller's like in his 70s or 80s. The fact that he can still like do crazy ass stunts and action scenes like this, and still like keep upping himself.
I don't know how
and
any
outdoing
stunt
the
man
last
didn't
movie.
die from this movie. I don't know. Yeah, so, hello, you there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. You're breaking up. Maybe my internet sucks. I don't know. but anyways, yeah, I liked it a lot. I think it was long. It's like 2.5 hours, and I did start feeling it at a few points. And I felt like there was some parts of the movie where I wish they expanded on, a little bit more. Like her time, at the Citadel. I wish they expanded on that a little more, and maybe her training with that, and maybe more of that love story. I mean, they hinted at a little bit of a romance between her and that first.
I don't know if there was a
rig
mentor
driver
or a boyfriend, or I don't know what he was. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were like hinting at a romance, but like, yeah, I guess I wish they expanded on a little more things, because it was her life story. We start her, she's a child, and we go through all the, until she's an adult. So I wish there was a few things that they just sort of touched upon a little bit more. I did like the ending, where I was expecting this big, huge, bombastic ending. It turned into this whole thing of, the revenge. I mean, it is a story of revenge. She's after Chris Hemsworth character. What is his name? The Dementor or whatever his name was. I forget his name.
Or something.
But she's basically wants revenge on him, and she finally gets that revenge, or she finally confronts him at the end, and it turns into this like conversation between the two, and
Like,
just talking about the nature of vengeance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hate drives you, hate on things,
and that kind of,
and yeah.
yeah, like, hey, you got trauma, well, so do I. Like,
Pretty much everybody living in that world has
just
trauma.
Right.
Yeah, and that seems to be the theme between all, because I'm a fan of all these movies, and that scene, I remember a scene in Road Warrior where the one leader of that refinery, the people that he's helping, they're saying, Max doesn't want to help them, and he's reluctantly, we need someone to drive this truck, and Max is like, no, I'm getting my gas and leaving. He's like, no, what are you doing out there? You're not doing anything. You're just wandering the wasteland alone. What we could use your help. What's wrong? Did someone die? Did you lose your family? Like we all have, So that's like everybody has trauma. Everybody has these issues. And I like that conversation at the end between Furiosa and Dementor or whatever his name was. It's just like, hey, yeah, I lost my family too. And, but then also the question of, but everyone's got issues. It's what you do with them. It's how you react. It's how you move on with your life. I mean, obviously Chris Hemsworth character is an asshole who, he went through some shit, but then he took it out on the world,
right?
And then Furiosa obviously decides to help the world, So, I like the themes of where it talks about war and conflict and, wars that are triggered by, politics or religion and, and vengeance and all that stuff. Vengeance, one line I remember is grief or rage fueled by grief, which causes all these conflicts and wars and shit. So I like the theme of like how they get to the, the philosophical level, the thematic level of why war and conflict exists and all that stuff. So I thought that confrontation at the end was very, was a bit more subdued and it went deeper than just bombastic action scenes. So that's what I thought was cool. But other than that, I enjoyed it a lot. I was expecting a lot more action, but the more that I think about it, I think it was more, it was more about her life story and what shapes Furiosa instead of just, being just a one long car chase, that,
right.
So yeah.
They try to make a movie this time.
Yeah, that's what I got.
All right. So I'm gonna just for most of your parts, I feel like that. Here's my thing. I think I compared it too much to Mad Max Fury Road. Like when I came in, I was expecting that. This movie wasn't that. Like I said, I did like it. I did enjoy it, but it wasn't Fury Road. I was expecting to come out and thinking, okay, this is going to be one of the best movies of the year, and I didn't feel like it gave me that. Now, one of the prettiest looking movies of the year, some of the best action scenes you've seen all year, beautiful cinematography, so it's probably going to win some stuff for that. But as far as like the movie itself, I came out the movie and I was just like, it was all right. It was cool. It didn't hit me like I wanted to. And I'm trying to think, what is it that made it not hit for me? I think first off, because remember in the first movie we had Furiosa. Oh, he's gone. Okay, he'll be back. So we had Furiosa. Charlize Theron playing Furiosa, but the thing was Furiosa, the way Charlize Theron played that movie, she stole the movie. She was so awesome in the movie. She made it seem like
it was her movie.
It was her movie. Like in Mad Max, like if you take Mad Max out of that Mad Max movie, the movie plays out the exact same way. Like, who was it? Tom Hardy. He took a back seat to that movie. So it's like she played such a great role in that movie. It's like that's what we needed right there. And I felt like Anna Taylor-Joy, she was good, but she wasn't just like scene stealer, just like, oh, we're gonna be talking about this performance for years, like we're still talking about Charlize Theron now. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Eli, you there? Did you cut out or you? Okay. No problem. Oh, I'm shitting on Anna Taylor-Joy right now. Okay. Basically, she wasn't on the level of Charlize Theron. That's me. That's my thing. All right. Also, what do we got here? Chris Hemsworth. Now, what do I think about Chris Hemsworth? Dr. Dementus, whatever the fuck his name was in this movie. He was cool. I do think this. He was a little bit too cartoony. For the evil, despicable shit he did all through this movie, his performance was so out of this world cartoony, I couldn't really take him as like this evil bastard of a villain. I just feel like, oh, Chris Hemsworth's the fan. He's trying to start hamming it up again, go yuckity yuck and yakety yak and also like that. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But I think he's supposed to be more evil than what he was, and I never got that feeling from him. Now, I will say this. He hammed it up so much. Anytime he was on screen, he was entertaining. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but I enjoyed it anytime he was on screen because he was just doing so much idiotic shit and the way he was walking and talking, and he was giving some great speeches in there also. But for the most part, you could tell he was putting on a performance. He was like one of the most hammiest roles you could put on there, and I guess I could deal with that. But all that doesn't really matter because the best person in the movie was neither one of them. He live again.
He went
well.
again.
It's me and you, David. Don't worry, we're good.
Oh, okay.
This guy was the best role in the movie.
Is this the mentor guy?
Not the mentor. Well, he's right. The mentor boyfriend.
Mentor to
the
Furiosa.
mentor boyfriend. Him.
Yes.
He was the best part. He was like not Mad Max. He was like Kmart, Value Mart, Mad Max, but he wasn't Mad Max. Like Angry Alex.
Kirkland Mad Max.
Yeah, Kirkland Mad Max, Crazy Craig, some shit like that. So he was like just enough where you think he's Mad Max, but he's not Mad Max. But it's like when he came on the
Crazy
screen,
Craig.
he had energy. He had like you were like, oh, who is this guy? They never. I don't even know if they gave him a name. He just shows up, kicks ass, and leaves. That's it. So, but he wasn't Mad Max. We know that much for a fact. And yeah, that's why I love it. Now, all that shit I was talking about, Anna Taylor-Joy, she actually did do a good job of it. She was entertaining. I did like in the movie. It's not gonna be one of the roles we're gonna talk about for years and years ago, but I think she did a good job of playing Furiosa. Funny thing about the movie though, that I thought it was gonna be like years before the first Furiosa or Fury Road. No, the movie ends where Mad Max Fury Road begins. So it's just like it's like
So he's taking the piss and eating the lizard.
No. When Mad Max never shows up, or does it? They may have been like a small cameo where he might have shown up. That's why I'm waiting for Eli.
Are you saying that it's where Max appears in Fury Road, or it's where he's as one of the enforcers?
Okay, it shows up the end of this movie. Furiosa, you know, she's driving around in Fury Road with all the wives of Immortal Joe or whatever. Okay. So the end of this movie, she's basically freeing them, escaping with them. That's how the movie ends. So I guess in Fury Road, that's how the movie opens up. But it's like so basically you almost got to watch this movie first before you watch Fury Road. Okay, let's see if he fixes that.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Eli, you good now?
I'm back. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you have it. Did you switch to your phone?
I switched to my laptop. Hopefully this works.
Oh.
I can hear you now.
Okay, good. Okay, I don't know what we're going over for there.
So
okay.
I have no idea what you were saying.
All you need to know is I've been shitting on the movie for the last 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. So you didn't like it.
Oh, but
He's talking about Crazy Craig.
this guy, Angry Alex, Bad News Bears, Bad Billy, whatever his name was.
Kirkland.
You know the mentor guy.
Yeah, her
Okay,
lover or whatever, her boyfriend or whatever it was.
Whoever it was. Okay, like he was kind of like Mad Max, but wasn't Mad Max.
Yeah, he was the first rig driver, or the first. Yeah, he was driver of the war rig, and basically teaches her how to be a war rig driver. Yeah, the mentor. Yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying the way
Or
he
her
was
lover.
acting,
I
like he
mean, they were hinting that. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the way he reminded me of Mad Max. It's like Mad Max isn't in the movie, but he's the closest thing we got to Mad Max. So
actually, there was a cameo of Mad Max.
You saw that? Okay, I was wondering. That's why I was going to ask you about this. So that was okay. I thought a couple like because it just came out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, was that Mad Max? Like it just blink and you miss it. It just moved past.
Yeah,
it
where he's
that.
like,
So,
he's like watching from above the ridge or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. And okay, so Eli, I'm gonna talk about the ending of this movie. So I'm thinking this movie was supposed to be like years before Fury Road. Didn't it feel like this movie like ended where Fury Road began?
Yeah, it felt
Kinda.
like it did put everybody in their starting places for the next movie. You know.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm thinking it's like years before. You know, like I'm thinking like Solo, a Star Wars story where it's like years and do got shit. No, this movie like ends and you can just watch Fury Road right behind it. It's like all one movie. You know.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's
They did Dune in reverse.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like. It's like if you watch part 2 of Dune first and then watch Dune 1 second, that's exactly what this feels like. So it's weird, but I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it. This is the movie that George Miller wanted to tell. Like I said, it's got some great scenes in it, great people in it, has some standout scenes. Chris Hemsworth overall was cool.
Yeah,
not as demented as
he was a bit campy. Yeah. I felt like there was a bit of
yes.
There was a bit of
was he on the level of camp that he was in the Ghostbusters movie?
I don't remember.
Oh,
I fell asleep.
I saw that movie. I'm trying to forget that movie. Thank you for the PTSD, but yeah.
Yeah, but no, there is a campy humor, like dark humor to this movie. That
But my thing is, I see what you're saying, Eli, but I think he overplays it just a little bit.
Yeah, he is
this
kind
is
of he's
because
I'm
saying for all the evil shit that he does in this movie, and as campy as he's playing it, it's almost like like tonally, it kind of
Well,
throws you
also
off.
the fact that they put him in he's in prosthetics. He had like that fake nose, and they put him
Yeah,
in
the fake nose, stuff like
prosthetics.
that.
So
Yeah.
he is just sort of being a goofball through the whole movie.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that.
I'm
I mean, I was fine with it, but it did. Yeah, I mean,
like it worked.
yeah,
It worked, but is it like the
yeah,
thing everybody like, oh, you got to go see this movie for Chris Hemsworth? Nah, it ain't that. He's fine in it. I mean, he actually has some really good scenes in the movie every now and then, but it's just like a few times he's way too over the top with it.
yeah. I mean, maybe I think that maybe he's just in the end he is just kind of pathetic, especially at the end when she confronts him. Like he is just this pathetic fucking goofball, that everyone just sort of followed, and maybe that's the thing. I mean, there was that scene when he goes to the Citadel and he goes to Morton Joe like, "Yo, I'm here to take your shit," and everybody, all your followers, that was like the election. Yo, don't follow this guy, follow me.
Right.
It was like he was being a politician. Like, don't believe in this guy. He's full of shit. He's making a slave out of you guys. Join my crew. Join me. I'll treat you better. I'll solve all your problems. Vote for me, basically. But he's just as big as an asshole as the other guy. So
right.
I like that. I thought that was cool. And then of course, Morton Joe's like, well, I got my whole crew of religious fanatics.
Right, that will die if I just snap my fingers.
Yeah, and that's what I like. I was like, I like the deeper themes that have been going on in these movies, and that's probably why I dig it a little more. Because I mean, the men, all these warlords, they spend all their efforts and time and all this work making gasoline, making bullets, making these big like cars and vehicles that basically destroy the world, and then the women are trying to grow food and grow crops and shit, So yeah, it's like and back to Fury Road, that one line that always sticks out to me. Well, who killed the world? And the men and their war machines killed the world and all that. So I like that that's still here, and it's not saying that one gender is better than the other. It's like it's all about how do they come together, and work together, because that's what happens in Fury Road. Furiosa and Mad Max work together. Furiosa and the rig driver, come together and work together. It's all about how like the first line of the movie, how do you navigate the wasteland? The world. I mean, it's the same theme as Godzilla -1. The world's fucked up. It's full of all this tragedy and devastation. How do we come together to get through this? That's basically what this movie asks too. This devastated wasteland. How do we navigate it? How do we get through it? How do we rely on each other and come together to get through the bullshit? So that's what I liked. I like that theme. I think that's what the message of this movie is. So yeah, that's what I dug about it.
I'm glad you got a message through this movie, Eli, because that's the problem I was having with this movie, that it just felt like it was too scattershot all over the place. Like it was trying to make a message, but it didn't really make a message. Matter of fact, Furiosa didn't really get going to like the back half of the movie, and I don't know. It felt like it was just jumping around from character to character too much until it finally focused on Furiosa, and then when they finally did, that's when the movie like finally took off.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Fury Road is just one long action scene,
right.
And this isn't. This is more of an epic biography, basically. It's a biopic,
which would explain the long runtime, because they're trying to tell this epic story with all these characters and backstory and all this stuff, like Easter eggs and all this stuff.
And that's my problem with Solo. Like I wish there was periods that we spent more time on, in the Solo movie, and I feel like that here. I wish we spent more time with her, like when she, growing up, or when she was at the Citadel, and when she was learning how to build the war rig and all that stuff. I do feel like they just breezed through her whole life story.
I mean, at times the movie just kind of felt unfocused, but I guess that's kind of the point of it. But I don't know. It's like I said, I liked it. I was expecting more. That's all. I just wanted more.
Hey, it's Jimmy the Tanaba. What's up, Jimmy? I know this guy. He's one of my homies.
Oh, you know the guy? Okay, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Who sent you? Okay. All right. So okay. So It sounds like we agree on this, Eli. I mean, even though I'm more negative than you are on it, at the end of the day, I think we both kind of agree on it that it was a good movie, but we were respecting greatness.
I mean, when I first came out of it, I was like, yeah, it wasn't as good as the last one. And I was comparing it to Fury Road and blah, 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 blah. And like, it wasn't as action-packed and all that shit. But then the more I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I've had time. I've had a day or two.
Yeah, right. You had time. You had time. It's still fresh in my mind. I'm still thinking about it,
Yeah. So. It's still, I did watch Fury Road today. And it does seamlessly go right into it. And a lot of the shit in Fury Road after watching this movie hits more harder. You know what I mean?
And plus, I didn't even realize that a lot of the same characters are in this and from Fury Road.
Yeah.
Not just Immortal Joe, but his kids. I mean, his kids or whatever like that. Like Scrotus and Erectus or Rectum or whatever his name was. I can't remember his name. Whatever his name was.
Yeah, there was so much fun. That's what I'm saying. There was a lot of humor in this movie. Like, I kept laughing. We were laughing throughout this movie. Was it 2,000 tits of mothers? That should have been my AK, and that's my name tonight, aka 2,000 tits.
You said 2,000 tits from Mars. What? Jimmy wants to know. Wait. Is that Jimmy? Like Jimmy?
Jimmy, I went to school with this dude.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Mad Max
he was actually
has a bit of
Mad Max in this. What?
Yeah,
no, we got to say no, Eli. Don't leave him on. Yeah. No, he's not in it. No.
It's implied.
If you're gonna,
but it might not be.
You blink, you might see him, but other than that, no. You might he's not maybe, but no.
Yeah, if you're gonna go see this movie to see Mad Max, you're gonna be disappointed.
Right. And a lot of people are saying that they think the movie messed up because they messed around and made a Furiosa solo movie. The last movie was a Furiosa solo movie.
Basically. Yeah.
Like Mad Max was barely in that shit. It was really about Charlize Theron.
Yeah, and you just hear that there's a theory going on that in Fury Road that Max is actually the feral kid from Road Warrior as an adult.
That was a theory that they had when Fury Road come out too.
Yeah.
But that kid ended up becoming the chief of the Northern tribe.
He's a chief.
The epilogue was in Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Here's my theory. They recast.
My theory is that this is a reboot. Yeah, they recast it. And that all these movies, there's no continuity through any of these movies. It's all just like legends and tales, and that seems to be another theme through these movies. Is like,
well, except this one in Fury Road, that definitely sequels in between these two movies.
Yeah, but even then, there's a narrator who's like narrating her tale, and at the end, when he's saying, "Oh yeah, what she did to the Dementor or whatever," some say she killed him quickly, some say she tortured the shit out of him, and then some say they grew this tree and all this. So it's about the theme of legends and how legends are born,
unreliable narrator,
and this whole thing of this dystopian future and sort of civilization or these cultures being born and how cultures are born and how they're born through mythology and their creation stories and stuff. So like every Mad Max movie is different from the last, and they're all like these little individual legends of Mad Max, because his car gets destroyed in a Road Warrior, and I was watching
again. So
I was watching Beyond Thunderdome. That mechanic in Beyond Thunderdome is in the Road Warrior, but he dies in the Road Warrior. But he shows up in Beyond Thunderdome, same character, and he's a mechanic, but he's not the same guy. And
the
even
one in the rig that's got the paralyzed legs.
Yep, yeah, and then the guy who plays Toe Cutter, the actor, is the guy who plays Immortan Joe. But Toe Cutter dies in Mad Max, so they're not the same guy. Yeah. So there's reoccurring like characters or like actors playing characters, but they're not the same people. So there's no like continuity. It's just individual legends. These are just tales of Mad Max or tales of this universe or whatever. Which I kind of dig.
Nice. Okay. All right, Eli, you gotta give him slap a score on it.
I'll give it a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5? Okay. I'm gonna say 3.5 out of 5. Yeah.
All right.
That's weird because normally I usually up you on the score just out of spite. But yeah, like I said, don't worry. When it comes on HBO Max, everybody will talk about it. Then we had this conversation again. So yeah. All All right. Can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, like I said, Eli, we got into the shit last week. Well, I got into shit, but anytime I get into shit, you get into shit also. So I got into it with John Campea the other day.
I don't know who that is.
I know. Don't worry. I'll tell you. It was over Wolverine and Deadpool. Now, for those who don't know, the John Campea show, like one of the biggest. I know, Eli, you don't like me posting other podcasts on this podcast, giving a free advertising like that. But don't worry, he's not an asshole like Geeks and Gamers. I don't think so. Now, if we find out he eats faces and shit later on, that's my fault. But but here's what we got into it over. Wolverine and Deadpool. Now, we just talked about the box office numbers, how the box office numbers just down overall for 2024 and 2023 and stuff like that. And basically, he saw the trailer for Wolverine Deadpool. Now, Wolverine Deadpool trailer, like the fuck?
Whoa.
Oh. Okay. So the tickets. Hold up. Let me see what is Jimmy saying? I can't see.
It says I haven't seen it yet, but I'll see it this week.
Don't worry. Wait till HBO Max. Or see it this weekend, depending on whether you trust my opinion or Eli's. What we talking about? Wolverine and Deadpool. So Wolverine and Deadpool tickets went on sale, and basically we had all I said. He made a post or a video, something like that, talking about how movies are back, superhero fatigue doesn't exist, Deadpool and Wolverine proves that, and blah blah and all this shit like that. And I'm like, and all I said, like, the movie hadn't even came out yet. We don't know if the movie even gonna beat Deadpool 1 and 2, because I don't think so. Then he started hitting with all these facts and figures and box office and blah, 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 and bullshit and also like that. And then all the people on his comment section was laughing at me and shit like that. And they start commenting and start roasting my ass like that. I'm like, oh, okay. This is how we're going to play this. Okay. So, Eli, I'm beefing with John Campea. And you're beefing with him also. So here's the thing. I'm going to challenge John Campea to a cheeseburger off. I know he don't listen to podcasts, but he does this off a cheeseburger. So here's the thing. If Deadpool 3 grosses has a worse box office than Deadpool 1 and 2, I would eat a cheeseburger. But, John Campea, if Deadpool 3 has a less box office, basically, if I win a bet, he has to eat a cheeseburger. So, whoever listens to the podcast, bomb him just like his viewers bomb me. So, shit. There you go. So, I want to talk about Eli.
Okay.
We're good. So, yeah. We can move on past that. We can talk about the good stuff now. David, you can jump in this too. We're going to talk about something good that everybody likes to talk about. We're going to talk about orgies now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to talk about Tom Brevoort for a second. Tom Brevoort, for people who don't know who he is, he's an editor at Marvel. He just became the editor
expert on orgies.
Of course he is. Come on.
Look at that. Look at that face.
Of course he is. Okay. Anyway, so he became the editor of X-Men. Basically, so because we already know the fall of X, the X is falling, Krakoa Age is ending. So in the fall, they're rebooting the X-Men. It's all coming to a head. So he's the guy over there, basically green lighting and heading everything up from there. But the problem is, now we all know in the Krakoa Age, we're in the Krakoa Age. Everybody knows about the Jean Grey Cyclops Wolverine love triangle. Mm-hmm. But Jonathan Hickman threw a little twist in there. Basically, in his run of the Krakoa Age, he solved the little love triangle. And he solved it. Did I lose it? Okay, I did lose it. He solved it and basically turned him into a throuple. That's what Jonathan Hickman did. So he didn't care about them arguing about who pick me, pick men. Basically, Jean's just like, I pick both of you. So she picked both of them, and she's having her cake and eating it too. Is that bad phrasing? I guess. So yeah. So that's the throuple right there. So that's the Krakoa and throuple that was going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't that? Yeah. I thought they were trying to get rid of that or something.
Well, that's what Tom Brevoort is saying. He's saying there is no throuple. The throuple never happened.
Yeah. Okay.
No more throuple. Scarlet Witch. That's what he's saying. So basically, we have retconned the throuple out of our mind. It never happened. That never happened. None of the Krakoan orgies never happened. None of it ever happened. If you think it happened because you imagined it happening.
They could basically, when they all die, they get rebooted again. They could just be like further back to a prior memory.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But no, not that memory, our memory. He's saying we never read that. So all of this, if you assume that there was a throuple going on with that, you assume that because maybe Jonathan Hickman maybe told a joke in an interview or something like that, but the throuple never happened. You imagined it. So we imagine hot tub sex with Wolverine and Jean Grey. We imagine it. That never happened. So, yeah. We imagine them having 3 rooms joined together where they can come and go as they please. Oh, pun intended. And just go with room. We imagine, okay, that's a imaginary story, but that never happened. But still,
So is he trying to be like he's trying to be like fucking Grant Morrison and shit, trying to be all like he is the one above all and shit.
But Eli, you know my theory. Hold on, we're gonna see who we got here.
Locke's Fruit God.
Okay, Comics Low.
I can't read that.
It just looks like it's like L with a bunch of lowercase L's.
Oh, cool. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah, and he's back. Okay, so what I was talking about. So yeah, so no, he thinks he's the one above all, and he just erased it. So he's not retconning it. He's saying it never happened. So he's saying not that the X-Men aren't doing orgies anymore. He's saying we misunderstood it and we misread the book that it never happened. But we have all this proof and all this footage, and also like that, we have where Cyclops was trying to entice Wolverine to go on a mission because he gonna show up in a Speedo. Now, I know bros joke around like that, but that's kind of a out there joke, sometimes.
He's trying to Mandela effect this.
Yes, thank you, Dave. That's exactly what he's trying to do. You know what he's doing? He's gaslighting us. That's what he's doing. Tom Brevoort is gaslighting us, saying that something that we know is true, he's saying it's not true. You can't do that, Tom Brevoort. The truth is out there. We all know it. We've all documented. We have documented on this podcast. I've posted the memes up. We've got plenty of shares on the social.
This is
so
like
everybody knows. Yeah.
This is like the Roxxon, the Thor with the
yes, which was the Mandela effect also. Like he's weaponizing. Yes, I remember.
Yeah, he's weaponizing orgies.
Right. I never thought I'd hear that on this podcast, but okay. Orgy weaponizer. Anyway, so that's my thing. So he can't just do that. He can't do that. Okay, if you don't want to go forward with the orgies, that's fine. But you can't tell us what we read and didn't happen. Now, like for instance,
what we
DC
busted
does
nuts
stuff
to.
like this. Though.
Hey, yeah, I can't take that nut back.
It never happened, Eli. You imagined it.
Guys, the Disney overlord said no more orgies. We got to keep it clean. We're a family operation here.
Because they've had some issues. Now, DC had done stuff like that, like this, the Superman, Wonder Woman thing. They didn't retcon this. They crisis this shit. It never happened. So,
was it one of them Dark Knight?
A different universe.
Was it Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah, alternate universe. It never, like,
it's an Elseworlds title now.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though we read this shit, it happened, but they said nope, didn't happen. So yeah, the same thing with this. But Time Breaker, like I said, I don't know what X-Men is going forward, but he can't retroactively erase shit from our memory saying it didn't happen. That didn't happen. You can erase shit from comic. Because the thing is, okay, so he's saying that things didn't happen in comic because they actually never saw, I don't know, Wolverine giving Cyclops a reach around or some shit. I don't know. He never saw that. But the point is, we all read comics. We understand how the medium of comics works. The action doesn't happen on the page. The action happens in between the pages,
panels,
in the bleed. Thank you. So that's how we read comics, and he knows that. So he just can't just tell us anything. So that's all I got. That's all I got. So we can move past that. I know I got a little bit heated over there because he's taking away my orgies, but that's okay. All right. So now we're gonna talk about the video game section.
You better
and
bag and board those issues, then.
Man, I'm gonna put my kids to college with the orgies. All right, so like I said, we're gonna talk about the video game section. I'm gonna let David take over because I had something, but I'm not gonna talk about it. But unless you got something, Eli, but I'm gonna let David take over the video game section.
All right. So coincidentally, the new season of Fortnite dropped, and it is a Mad Max post-apocalyptic theme because some Raider guys came to the island, and basically the apocalypse happened. And it is perhaps the most fun I've had in a while on Fortnite because now we have vehicular combat.
That was never a thing before?
There was vehicles, but there were some vehicles in there that you could use, but now you can like modify all the vehicles.
Oh, nice. Okay.
To plow into people, shoot grenades, do all kinds of stuff. And it's only been out for 48 hours, and it is the most fun season that I've had in a while.
Okay. So it's not Mad Max, but it's like just enough to kind of remind you of it, basically.
It's just it's called Wrecked, and
Okay.
there is like this very post-apocalyptic section of the map where they landed. That they brought this. The story is they brought this huge dust storm, and it consumed like a quarter of the island. So, but there's a Thunderdome in there, and
Okay.
All cool.
there are. My biggest complaint right now is there's not enough explosive weapons, and there's no way to hijack a car.
Okay.
Oh,
Maybe
so
that'll be
like
for the next
GTA.
update.
Did you ever play the Mad Max game, that open world Mad Max game?
No, I did not.
Matter of fact, Eli, that cameo in it, it looked exactly like that game.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
were talking because I played it. I never beat it. Fat
Yeah.
T beat it though. But yeah, there's like I think the Gas Town or the gas factory.
So
or whatever.
that's in. So
That-
all that's like
Yeah.
like lore or shit.
Yeah.
That's something they made up for this movie.
Yeah, and I think one of his sons is in that movie.
Oh,
Or
Reckless
one of his sons is in that game.
Reckless
Yeah.
or whatever.
Was he saying I like Juggernaut in Deadpool too?
They should have brought him back, not that pussy ass in X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. That one is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but that.
But no,
that's-
I
matter of fact,
never beat that game.
yeah.
Yeah, I never beat that game, but it was pretty fun. It was like the Dark Knight or the open world like Spider-Man. But you're in a
Now,
car.
I will say this about the Furiosa movie. I didn't know the Mad Max lore was that deep. I didn't know. I thought they were just doing shit for movie to movie, but this one is like they were going.
Well, this
naming all these
one,
characters
yeah,
and-
this
yeah.
one, yeah, he's actually trying to.
It reminded me of Fallout almost for a second.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is those movies influenced like all those future dystopian, post-apocalyptic nuclear war wasteland movies. That's
Yeah.
that's who it started with. Mad Max and the Road Warrior. We wouldn't have had Escape from New York or Fallout or any of this shit. That's what
It was
that's
also
where
reminding me
came
of another movie also. Yeah, also reminding me of another movie also. Dune.
from. Dune. Oh yeah, because of the desert.
Yeah, like damn, another Sam movie. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it just reminded me. I like this feels familiar, you know.
Walk without rhythm, and you won't attract the worm.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So we're moving on. Okay, move on to the next part of the podcast. Okay. Like I said, this comic book bullies, we're gonna talk about comic books. And sorry, David, I didn't get your list. I don't know what you're gonna talk about, but we're
I'm
gonna
always
just
a surprise.
okay. But I'm gonna give you a chance to talk about it. We're gonna talk about what we got. But
Alrighty.
yeah, we're gonna talk about it. I'm gonna go first because I think I got more books than Eli got. So the first one I'm going to do is X-Men Fall of X. Eli got some good news for you because in this issue, the X falls.
Is this the last one?
No orgies?
Yes. they fall with, or they have a big orgy with the Sentinels. It's over. Yeah. So this is it. This is issue 5 of 5. After this, we're done with it. We're gonna move on to some other bullshit. So yeah, we're gonna jump into it, go from there. And like I say, you see Cyclops fighting Nimrod. So basically how the book starts off. So starts off with a little intro with Dr. Stasis. Now you know it's Dr. Stasis, not Mr. Sinister, because of the boom spade. Mr. Sinister has a diamond, he has a spade. That's it's basically showing him putting orchids together once they find out Krakoa was a thing. So yeah. So anyway, we got Wolverine getting his shit kicked out of him by Nimrod. And not only is he getting his shit kicked out of him by Nimrod has like cloned his body like all over the world. So in New York and Washington, DC, he's beating the X-Men ass all over the world and in space. And Polaris just like take one more step and you're done. And then she hears a voice from the side. You better listen to the lady. And Paris like, who's that? So she turns around and tears start falling down her eyes because Daddy's home. Of course, Magneto. So they team up and they start fighting that Nimrod in Washington, D.C. while Nimrod is fighting other Nimrods like that. And he's pretty much just kicking the shit out of everybody. Nothing can do anything with him because he's so awesome. But I'm going to speed up to the end because what I want to talk about is how he finally gets beat. That's what I want to talk about because Nimrod's supposed to be this ultimate, can't beat everything like that. And right when he's fighting Cyclops and Blast Cyclops, and he's about to twist Cyclops' head off. And Cyclops telling him, she won't let you do that. He's like, man, quit talking about your dead wife. That's getting old. He's like, no, not her. And then, boom, Storm. Storm shows up. Storm beats him.
Okay.
Because he's made of electricity. She controls electricity. So Yeah, let's go. So it's pretty much just a big fight for the rest.
So they defeat Nimrod the same way they defeat the Electric Gremlin in Gremlins 2.
Yeah, it's like, okay, they made this big badass dude like that. They beat him that easy. Like that's all you had to do to begin with, and he been doing all this fucked up shit.
What the fuck?
They could have
So,
called
yes.
Thor in.
What the fuck has Storm been doing all this time? All these
She been
years?
in Mars. Remember, she was on Mars the whole time. Yeah.
What I'm
And
talking
so-
about, like Nimrod's been around for all.
Yeah, she like they never fought, they never did anything, like nothing. It's just like I don't know. So anyway, you got Polaris and Magneto. One does a negative charge, one does a positive charge, and they explode Nimrod. Now I will say this is cool right here because Storm creates lightsabers and fights him. So so she makes a lightsaber start fighting him, cuts him open, and she makes a big enough hole where Cyclops can blast through, blows him up. And she buzz a lightning thing through there and blows him up. And the lightning bolt is so strong, it expands through all of his other Nimrods. So the Nimrods in New York, the Nimrods in Detroit or whatever, it hits them too because the lightning bolt is just that strong.
So they're
Through
all connected
Wi-Fi.
like on some quantum level.
Yeah, like Wi-Fi or some shit. Like it goes through the Wi-Fi or something, I guess.
Okay.
And Sync, Sync, he's been in this book the whole time. He's like, oh shit, I could just use storm powers. So that's what he does, just use storm powers and kill Nimrod. Like you could have been did this shit. So yeah, and they blow up Nimrod. They said it hit Nimrod so hard that even the Nimrods that weren't in the fight, they die. So, and since Nimrod was so strong, he was controlling like all the other AI. So they're gonna see like what are those Iron Man Sentinels? They just fall from the sky. All of a sudden they're like, they're done.
Okay.
They're like, well, the fight's over. So yeah.
Well, that was convenient.
Oh, and they're looking for Professor X, but Professor X killed like a space shuttle in like the last issue. So they go in there looking for him. They find him, Shadowcast looking for him, and they've seen anybody in the room. The reason they've seen anybody in the room is because Professor X telepathically hid himself. Like he's right there. He's right there in the seat. But they can't see him because he hit himself mentally.
If I close my eyes.
Right.
He just
and then he
got
says,
done with an orgy. He's hiding.
Right. give me some time. Leave me alone. So, but what they said is that
What you
that
don't
space
know-
shuttle that he
Let me
blew
wash
up,
my face real quick.
right.
What you don't know is I'm actually a character in Sex Criminals.
Oh, ladies, I didn't see you there. All right. So anyway, Manifold teleports him out of there, and they teleport to his sister, who's like some kind of god or something. And she basically tells in the future what's going to happen in the other X-Men books that Tom Reeve was watching, reading, editing. And yeah, and that big Dominion thing that's supposed to conquer the universe, shit like that, because Mr. Center turned to a big universe shit like that. She says, don't worry about that. I'm gonna make sure he don't do anything. So that went nowhere. Okay. And they teleport back to Krakoa. But Krakoa is like sleeping dormant because it got fucked up so bad by orgies. So it's dormant now. So they can't live there anymore. It's not dead, but it's dormant. Yeah, and Apocalypse like, I'll watch over Krakoa while you X-Men go do whatever the hell you do. And Cyclops just walks away, and he basically talks to Jean Grey, even though Jean Grey's dead. He's like, time to wake up, honey. And the book ends. So they're just falling. That's it. So that is the book. We have Fallen X. I can tell that they wanted to get this shit over with as fast as possible, so fast. That's why they just like did this shit. Because Nimrod has been
That
beating
wasn't
their
fast,
ass for like the
man.
last 5 years.
Yeah, that wasn't fast.
I'm just saying, man, like how the hell did they? I don't know. It's just like they just want to get the shit over with. That's all it was. So they just move on to the next thing and be done with it. That's all. Because Nimrod is not supposed to be beaten this easily. They've done more shit. He punched Juggernaut's helmet in, and he got beat with this. I don't know.
Yeah, with
That's
electricity, that all the mutants that have
Electrical
know.
powers, yeah.
yeah
Like I said, they could have called in Thor.
yeah
But I'm saying Sync has storm powers. He could have used those powers the whole time. He doesn't need to be near her. He can just, I got storm powers. Okay, just do it. He never thought about doing it.
like the Shocker never fought Nimrod.
Right. Electro or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, Electro. Yeah.
Sync kind of easy. That's all. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Oh, 3 out of 5. I'm gonna just slap the script 3 out of 5 because I can tell they just want to put the toys back in the toy box and get the shit over with so they can move on to the next thing. So fine, whatever. I'm cool. Getting them right the fuck out of here so we can move on to something else. So that's all I got. Eli, what you got?
I'll do the Nightwing. Is it 114?
Is it? I think
I
so.
think so.
The one where he's walking with the dog.
Yeah, in the mountains and shit.
Yeah.
So this is book 1 of Fallen Grayson. So this is the final arc in Tom Taylor's run. So
Okay.
so this is book 1 of 5. So yeah, it starts out he's walking in the mountains, with his dog, because he's trying to get over his fear of heights. So this has been like a little subplot for a while. He's getting anxiety whenever he's up high, from heights.
So he wasn't hit by scarecrows, shit, nothing like that.
No, it's some weird, he's been freezing up and having like this sudden fear of heights, and it's been fucking with his life because he's Nightwing. That's what he does. He attacks from the roofs and all that shit, and he grew up as doing trapeze shit in the circus. So he's basically trying to like cure it. He's trying to like get over his fear of heights, and that's why he's in the mountains. And the book kind of jumps around. Yeah, we get a flashback of him falling the first time from the trapeze or whatever, the high wire, when he was a kid, and wondering if that is maybe that part of like what gave him his fear, like some old trauma from his childhood. And then he's cut to, he's fighting crime. He's after some crook, but he has to run after him, and he can't use the roofs like he usually does. He hops around from the heights and the roof, and that's how he's able to catch the bad guys, but he can't do that now. So he has to like run through the crowds, run through the streets.
Okay. Sound like a shit superhero, but okay.
Yeah. He gets the guy, but turns out the guy was just stealing food for his family. So, and then there was this interesting part where he says, his trauma and his fear of height is sort of like Gotham and Bloodhaven, where so much has happened in these cities, so much fucked up shit has happened that the citizens are probably scarred as well, and not dealing with this inner turmoil or whatever. So then we cut to the Pennyworth Foundation, that thing that he inherited all that. He's a billionaire because he inherited Alfred's money, and he's starting that foundation. And Bruce Wayne is now taking him to Gotham to start the same foundation in Gotham. And they're at this big gala ball, and all these rich people are kissing his ass and shit. And he's basically gonna give a speech about how he's gonna better the city with all his money. Yeah. Instead of beating the shit out of people, he's gonna use his money for good. So there you go, everybody.
There you go. We can't complain. Well, we can't complain about Nightwing. Batman, that's another shit.
Yeah. Thing. Meanwhile, Heartless, that serial killer that was stealing hearts, that was like from the beginning of this run, he has basically taken over the criminal underworld and kidnapped all the gangsters' kids, and basically is holding them hostage. Like, you got to join my crew, and or else I'm going to kill your kids and all that shit. So they show up. They end up attacking that gala, that ball, and basically expose Alfred. What happened? Like, Alfred's money. Oh, was a Blockbuster. Basically, it's something like Alfred inherited Blockbuster's money. Something like that. So, like, basically, Alfred's billions are dirty. That's what they're implying. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what they're. I think it's like a smear campaign. I think, but that's basically where it ends. And Heartless and his goons are, showing up and attacking this party, and that's where it ends. So, to be continued. And it was okay. It's a 3 out of 5. Not. It's all build up. We'll see what this goes. I am curious to see, what Heartless does. Heartless has been this pretty cool villain, so far. And yeah, Tom Taylor's run has been dope, so this is the beginning of his last run. So
yeah, he's been winning awards left and right. I'm pretty sure he's up for an Eisner. Yeah. So all right.
So pretty cool. 4 out of 5.
Cool.
Or 3 out of 5.
All right.
What did I give it? I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
You said 3 out of 5 because you said it's build up, which is fine. Like I said, 1 out of 5. So we know it's Tom Taylor. We can trust Tom Taylor.
Yeah.
All right. So next what I'm going to do is Superman. I didn't.
Don't Dave got
Superman
any books?
House of.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Dave.
All right. So Archie's comic, Judgment Day #1.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
we
okay. Is
have
this one of them horror books?
Archie. Yeah, it's one of the Archie horror books. So
Okay.
Because Eli's been on there for a while. So.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't read this one. Though.
But the world is infested with demons that possess characters in Archie universe, and now
Okay.
Archie has made a deal with somebody to basically enter into a symbiotic relationship with a demon so he can fight demons.
Okay. It's not Sabrina.
No, it's not Sabrina. No, when he's in the beginning of the book, he's talking about how the world became the way it was, and you don't know who's possessed by demons and everything. And so we have Cheryl and her brother show up, and then they're they turn into demons. They try to kill Archie, and somebody Archie runs into is like, run away, demon. And she turns into a demon and fights the other demons. And then she explains that in order to fight demons, you have to become part demon.
Okay.
So she kind of, through a ritual, kind of binds a demon to Archie. And now Archie has the ability to fight the demons, but now the demon that resides in Archie is trying to get Archie to do bad things. Like he almost tries to kill Jughead. So, and Jughead's not a demon.
So it's like Devil May Cry.
Something like that. He's got like a very mean looking Archie that's on his shoulder or telling him, you could do it. You could do it. You can do it. That's why you bind yourself to me, so you could do these things. Make the world a better place. And he's like, no, Jughead's not a demon. He's just hungry. So,
He just wants a burger.
he just wants to eat. I do like when Archie Comics takes they do seem to take a little bit of liberties with their comic books and allow some horror stuff to come in. I mean, the Archie horror books have been some of the best stuff probably in the last couple of years. Afterlife with Archie, Sabrina, Jughead the Hunger, which was the werewolf.
Yeah, Jughead the Hunger was awesome. Yeah, that's
Jughead the Hunger was great. The
Vampironica.
the vampire, the Vampironica, Betty the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Archie
and then
versus
there
Predator.
was Cheryl and Jason. There was that book where they're like the devil's.
It was like based on The Omen.
Yeah, like they were the devil's kids or whatever. Cheryl
Yeah.
and Jason. Yeah. No, I've been reading those too. Like they're a lot of fun. The horror stuff. Betty the Final Girl or whatever.
Yeah. But they always have they like I said, they do have a little bit of fun. Or in the last couple of years, they do have some fun with their property, and it's really appreciated. I guess I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay, cool. Is that the first book in this run, or is it even a run?
Or is it a one shot?
It is the first. No, it's a one of 3 issues.
Okay.
So it's a 3-issue series.
Lately they've been doing just one shots. Like that Final Girl one was just a one shot, and I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, they have like the it wasn't horror, but they had like the post-apocalyptic one, the Archie Mad Max one.
Oh, okay.
Was like that, I believe.
I think I did read that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Next we're going to do Eli. You did read the Superman one, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is Superman House of Brainiac. What are we on? 3, 4? I can't remember.
Something
like that. Okay. So basically, it is Superman and Lobo are fighting again. Even though they've already fought, now they're fighting again.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much the book. All right. So let's jump into it. Let's see where we're going. All right. So the book starts off with Superman and Lobo fighting, beating each other's ass, because apparently now they can trade blows. I mean, they always trade blows, stuff like that. And meanwhile, Lobo's cousins are just looking at Lobo fighting him, like, oh, look at him. Because basically, if Lobo wins, he becomes leader of his people. So he fights him, and Superman's getting pissed off about this shit. Like, Lobo, why are you even fighting me? And you got this big, awesome, not a splash panel, because you got some other panels up there also. And basically, he's trying to tell Lobo to stop. Lobo won't stop. He's trying to kick his ass. He's like, this fight has been coming for a long time. So Superman like, okay, if you won't stop, let's take this fight outside. Then he starts cheating, like heat vision in the eyes and stuff. So he's like fighting dirty now. So Superman takes Lobo and takes him outside of the spaceship because they're in like a bar where people are around him. And basically trying to talk to him like why do you want to work for your people? Why do you want to work for Brainiac? Because the people work for Brainiac. He was like, wait, I can't have my people just like you can have your people. I just want to just rule my people. I don't give a shit about Brainiac. So while they're going back and forth, that's when General Takal wraps a apocalyptic chain around him. Like it's from Apocalypse. So supposedly Superman can't break out of it, but maybe Superman can, but he may want to be captured. He can go to Brainiac. But anyway, Chakal and the Zarnians, they fly off and they take Superman with them. So, that's it. Man, let's go to the end because actually the end is where we need to get to.
Skip all the family shit.
Yeah, skip all the family shit. Vildrox and Brainiac's son and son of Brainiac and all stuff like that. Anyway, they bring Superman back. And Lobo actually delivers Superman himself. He's like, Brainiac, I got him. Okay. And Brainiac's just like, okay, finally, we got him. So he straps him to this thing. Oh, those are super twins. People don't know who super twins are. And he straps Superman to the thing. He's like, no, don't do this. And he fries him, basically like saps all of his powers and shit. And it's some more people also. Who is that? Livewire, some other people. He saps all their powers and drains them for something. So what they're doing, he's absorbing the powers and putting them into this thing, and he tells them exactly what's going on. So and all of a sudden, the bride of Frankenstein wakes up, or the Brainiac Queen, I guess we call it. Rise, my queen. So that's what we were talking about in the last issue. So last issue, I thought he was talking about he wanted to marry Supergirl, but no, he wanted to build his own queen. That's his evil plan to make his own queen. So, and there's like, and Brainiac is like, okay, now she just needs one more thing from you, Zarnians. And that's when like, here we go. Okay, House of Lobo versus House of Brainiac. Let's go. And then she's like, no, it's not gonna be that type of fight because I know in all my study of history that even though you Zarnians are supposed to be immortal, Lobo killed your whole planet. So obviously you're not immortal. She knows how to kill you because she has all the powers like Kryptonians and other powerful beings, stuff like that. So she just needs to do a test real quick. So she goes at the Zarnians and bam, and it's a slaughter. She takes them out like it's nothing. And then when it's all said and done, she's just like, more power. While she's standing over a pile of bodies of Zarnians. To be continued. So, yeah. Brainiac's got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You still on board, Eli, or you kind of? Yeah, I know you kind of shaky the last issue. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, I came this far. I was like, it's like I might as well see it through.
This is the summer blockbuster. This summer blockbuster, right? It's either this or Blood Hunt. It's one or the other.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot about Blood Hunt.
Me too.
Did you read Blood Hunt?
Hell no.
You didn't I did.
Yeah, I'll read it when it comes on Marvel Unlimited. Blade's trying to take over the world.
Oh,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
So slap a score. What'd you think?
I forgot this book. As soon as we started talking, I forgot to even read this book. 3 out of 5. Guys, 3 out of 5 is cool. Honestly, Brainiac was kind of the design. The design was kind of cool. I kind of like the design.
Yeah.
So I'll go with that. Yeah. But Superman and Lobo fighting again, and her running through Zarnians just that quick.
Yeah, I thought this was. Yeah, I thought. I mean, this was teased as a Superman Lobo team up.
Hell, Lobo might be dead at the end of this issue. We don't even know.
Yeah, against Brainiac, and that was kind of cool. And now, like, that hasn't really happened. Like,
right. So, well, that's all you're gonna get because the fight's over with. We're done now. I think Lobo and his family are completely out the picture now. I think so.
Yeah.
Even though that's how they sold the book, but yeah. So, all right. Well, all right. What you got?
I'll do Cobra Commander number 5.
There you go.
Well, that would be my next book.
Oh, okay. Well, we can both do it.
Y'all can share.
Yeah, we can both do it.
Before you.
Yeah.
What did you call it? The Instruments of Destruction. It's back.
Yeah, Instruments of Destruction.
It's back.
But I'm typically not the one that does the Instruments of Destruction. That's Gomer and Adam.
Oh, gotcha.
But I can throw down.
Who is this? Gerber baby? I can't read that.
Gerber. Hey, thanks for listening. We're talking comics.
What are we? We're a comic book podcast, so we talk about comics. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We're a cooking show. Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're talking about Cobra Commander.
Yeah,
Go. You guys go ahead. Go ahead.
All
Go
right,
ahead.
so the last issue, Cobra Commander pretty much put out a hit on Mars, Destro's company that manufactures weapons and stuff, just to get Destro's attention. And get Destro's attention, he did.
Okay.
So this is the last issue. This is the final
5
issue
of 5. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the one they're going to spawn out a Destro book, and they're going to spawn out a Scarlet book.
Scarlet, yeah. So basically,
we have.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. You can go ahead.
We have what is essentially Destro's Iron Grenadiers here with Mercer, who is in other continuities, he is a Cobra Viper that joined G.I. Joe, but he's working for Destro at this moment. So that's a new twist. But we have Ripper here, the Dreadnoughts, who was taken alive to deliver a message to Destro, an invitation to Destro to come and meet the guy who's been giving him so much grief.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I figured you might
Oh,
want to take
okay.
up
And
from
then,
there.
You got to do someone to work.
Passing the mic. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So they go to Springfield.
Yes. Another iconic location from G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
What is it? The Potemkin village, essentially, of Cobra.
Yeah. It's like a suburban neighborhood, but it's actually a secret Cobra
Like
base.
training ground or something.
Yeah, it's a secret Cobra base. Yeah.
Okay.
And so Destro meets Cobra Commander. It's like, I got a proposition for you. I got this new form of energy. It's called Energon that I discovered. He doesn't tell him where he got the energy from, but we know.
No, he doesn't. We as readers know where he got the energy from, but essentially, Cobra Commander is enticing Destro to enter into an alliance with him because he needs weapons and he needs armor and all the other equipment to conquer the world. And he showing off the new battle android trooper, the Cobra Bat.
Yeah.
Charged with Energon, and it is pretty beastly.
Yeah,
and these are like in the series, you're like the generation 1 bats, so they're kind of typically they're not the best. They're expendable, but this new bat, the charged by Energon, is something else.
Yeah, it's an upgraded bat trooper.
Yeah.
So basically, offers him a deal like, "Yo, join me. You make weapons for me, and you can help me take over the world." Basically.
And I'll give you the supply of this Energon.
Yeah,
and
so it's basically essentially the start of Cobra.
Yes, it is. He's got all these people in there telling him, join me, and we'll conquer the world. And then we have a nice little epilogue.
Oh yeah. Cobra, la 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 la. Yeah.
Cobra Law. Globulus is upset at Cobra Commander. They had the dude that was the bodyguard for Cobra Commander. We learned in a previous issue is the Nemesis Enforcer, and that guy is not supposed to be beaten easily. And Cobra Commander beat him. Megatron has escaped Cobra Law's custody, and Globulus is upset because now there's a race of living machines invading the Earth, and they are the antithesis of the organic technology of Cobra Law. So Pythona has set out on a mission to find out where these robots have come from, these metal men. So now Cobra Law is taking the fight to the Cybertronians
in space.
Yeah. Well, right now the current storyline, the Transformers are kind of spread out across the galaxy. I don't even know.
Yeah, they did go. They did leave, but I like, who was it? Who's
Shockwave
pissed? He's pissed off at Megatron. Like wants to.
Yeah, because Shockwave was left holding the fort down.
Yeah.
But it's a very Cybertron has essentially become a desolate place to be, and Shockwave is resentful of that. I think most iterations of Shockwave, he's resentful of that until he starts making the Predacons.
Yeah, so this is pretty cool. I mean, I've been all over this new Energon universe. The only one I'm not reading is Void Rivals.
You should have read Void Rivals this week. It was
Because
really
that
good.
all ties into all of this, also, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Void Rivals
that's the
was
only book
Void
I'm
Rivals
not
was
reading.
the start of this Cybertron or this Energon GI Joe Transformers universe
Yeah.
in Image. Actually, it's not the next book I was going to talk about, but Void Rivals has Springer in it.
I don't know who that is.
Springer is the triple changer that's on the Autobots. He's the green and gray guy.
I don't remember that.
Did you the guy he was in the movie? Transforms to the car to the helicopter.
I don't remember that. I'm drawing a blank.
Which movie?
The 86?
The original, like 86.
Oh,
movie.
the 81. Okay. Did they kill him?
No, he
Okay.
survived.
Okay, because I know everybody died in that movie, but yeah.
He was one of the new Transformers that we got introduced to, while all the other older Transformers got slaughtered.
Yeah, that's kind of where that once all that shit happened, I didn't get into the new wave of the
Well, that's when
G2
G1 ended.
Yeah,
So yeah,
because-
No, G1 didn't end until the Headmasters, and at least the American version of it, G1 didn't end until Headmasters. But G1 continued for quite a bit in Japan.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, there's some stuff that does make its way to the States now. But yeah, G1 ended with the Headmasters, but we don't go into like the second death of Optimus Prime, the death of Ultra Magnus, stuff like that. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I didn't go that deep.
Yeah, I guess this wasn't the Instruments of Destruction. This is
Yeah.
well, the thing is that with like Gomer and the Instruments of Destruction, it's usually what the American version of it is, because there's a whole other universe of stuff from Japan that's pretty impressive, actually.
No, they never actually made it over. So okay.
Yeah, there's a continuation that happens that is part of the Headmasters set, but it continues after the restoration of Cybertron.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I never got into Beast Wars or any of that shit.
Beast Wars has its place. My personal favorite of the more recent series of Transformers has been Prime, the animated Prime series.
Is that the animated? Okay, I did watch.
That's
that.
on
That was
Netflix,
all
right?
I think it might be on Netflix, but it's a couple of years old now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, David, I'm gonna let you go again because this is gonna be my. Well, Eli, did you have anything else or?
No, that's it.
Other than scoring
I mean,
That's
I did.
it? Okay.
I did.
So
read
I'm gonna let
Blood
you go
Hunt,
because I got.
but,
Did you? Why?
I did because I thought we were reading.
Honestly, when I saw the end of that Blade was taking over the world, I was like, "What? Fuck this!" I was done.
No, I read it.
But go ahead. Look, what? Yeah.
I don't remember. Actually, I don't remember much. But basically, the Avengers are like pissed off. Basically, the Avengers are now regrouping after all the shit that happened.
Aren't they vampires now?
No, there's some of them. No, Captain Marvel. Who else is it? I don't remember who's all left. But I know Captain Marvel is one of them. They basically show up to Doctor Strange Sanctum and it's Doctor Strange's ghost. So because remember what Blade killed him.
Blade split him in half or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like his astral plane self is helping the rest of the Avengers, basically. But yeah, Blade's fucking taking over the world and all this shit. And we're gonna go fight these Cenobite vampires
now.
Yeah, Dracula's an Avenger. His daughter's there, or Blade's daughter's there. And they're fighting these new super vampires. They look like Cenobites from Hellraiser and shit. So yeah, that's that. It is like, yeah, it's just fucking vampires and superhero shit.
Okay. Did you read the Red Band book?
No.
Or does a Red Band book even exist to this one?
They do have one, but I didn't read that one.
Okay.
So yeah,
because I might read the Red Band if I
gonna
can get my hands on the Red Band.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is I like when I tried to get a Red Band book, I couldn't find it, so I was like, fuck it, And but it's like, it's like DC versus vampires. Like no one gave a shit about that. Why do we care about this?
Right. Like honestly, the story is like, what? Avengers versus vampires? Why? Plus,
But
didn't
they're-
Jason Aaron do a whole arc with them
Didn't
fighting
they do
vampires?
that like in the 70s?
They did it like
Yeah.
a couple years ago. It was just like an arc. It was just
Yeah.
a run. They just did it.
Yeah.
Taking over the world. That's when they became like they took over. The vampires took over Russia, some shit. When
Yeah.
and
like
Blade became
Blade was
scared
like
for
the
the
sheriff.
Transylvania. Yeah, some dumb shit. Like there was a storyline
Yeah.
this did. Now it's making a whole event. Like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's kind of like mediocre, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But there is
It's just giving me
there is a Midnight Suns tie-in, which is going to preview that Brian Hill book. So I'm probably going to at least check that out.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Okay, give me something to go with that. Okay, so I'll check out a Midnight Suns book. But when they turn Miles Morales to a vampire and he got a lightsaber, and I'm like,
oh, he's in
nah,
this. Yeah, he's in there too. And no one knows who the fuck he is. No, no one knows who are you? Which Spider-Man?
There's so many running around. Is he Dr. Octopus? Which one?
Yeah. So yeah.
All right. All right. Oh, David, you got anything else? Or?
Yeah, I got one last book.
Okay, go for it. Because after this is my last one. So
okay. Holy Roller number 6.
Okay. Who's the company?
It's Image.
Image. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's Adam Sandberg and Rick Remender on the writing duties of it.
Okay.
Essentially, this book follows a vigilante who has gone with a bowling theme. He has trick bowling balls. he beats people to bloody pulps with bowling balls. The last issue, he was set up by the girl that he thought liked him, and he's been shot. He's being chased by all the thugs that are after him, and the one person that you least expect to show up to save him shows up to save him. The guy that he beat senseless in the first or second issue, the son of the big bad, who can only say pudding now because he beat him so bad. But apparently he is I don't know how to explain it. The guy shows he can only say pudding, but apparently he can drive a truck. And he wants to be the guy's sidekick because in a previous issue, the father pretty much humiliated him in public. It was like, all you ever say is pudding, here's your pudding, and he throws him in mud. And now they're kind of forming a partnership. We now have a Robin to our bowling ball Batman.
Okay. Does he have pins or something? Or what does he have?
He uses actual bowling balls. He has trick ball. There's a guy.
I meant the Robin guy.
No, he hasn't become like the Robin yet. He wants to become the Robin.
Okay.
So he's got like a sketch of a costume and stuff that he wants. But there's a guy in this story who creates the bowling balls and the tech and all that, and he's very upset that our hero has brought this guy to his house because it's like, didn't this man's father burn your father's home down? And while they're having this big argument, an emergency broadcast kind of happens on their phones. It's from an app, and everybody who hears the tone basically goes into a killing frenzy.
Okay.
So now the city is in chaos because everybody's phone has this app apparently, and people are fighting in the streets, and the city is burning. And now our hero has to save the city. It is
so like Stephen King's Cell.
Yeah, like that really bad movie with like I'm drawing a blank on his name.
You talking about the Stephen King Cell movie?
I think, it probably is the Stephen King Cell movie.
That was John Cusack and
John Cusack, that movie.
And Samuel L. Jackson was in that. But, yeah.
Was he in that?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that.
I read the book, but the movie sucked. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But people are frothing mad in the streets, beating other people. It is insane that it's a turn in the book that I did not kind of expect. But this book is
Rick
like
Remender did this book?
Rick Remender. yeah, Remender did this book. I'm tongue tied at the moment. But it's been one of my favorite books this past year. It goes places. It's fun. It is unexpectedly fun.
Was it Mystery Men? Was it that one chick with the bowling ball?
Her father skull was the bowling ball. She's the daughter of that skull and the bowling ball.
Yeah, Mystery Men.
But he's still able. Her father's still like spirit or something is what drives that bowling ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The daughter of the bowler is what it was. Yeah, it's pretty wild. I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I said, last book I'm going to do. Eli, I'm still doing the retro. Bring back the retro.
Captain America?
Yeah, David, if you haven't been keeping up, I've been doing a retro series with Captain America.
Yeah, you were doing like Captain America taking on drug dealers, right?
Yeah, Captain America taking on drug dealers. That's what we're doing right now. Let me see if I can get that up and running. So this is part 3 of that one. The run is called it's called Streets of Poison. That's what the run is. Okay. Okay. Get back in there. This is part 3. The last book left off with Captain America trapped in a blown up meth lab with Bullseye. So, but he just found out Bullseye got the drop on him. So that's where the book starts off at. And we're going to, let me see if we get that. Boom, get that right there. Okay, so Streets of Poison, part 3. Let's go. Captain America versus Bullseye. It happens in this book. All right, so the book starts off with, see if we can get there. Okay. So the book starts off with Captain America having a flashlight thrown in his face and also a shovel being thrown at his bottom half also, but he didn't see the shovel because the flashlight's in his face.
So we have some Deathcore Creed going on here.
Yeah, he didn't know what's going on. So bam, he gets hit in the shovel in the leg. Yeah, because he used his shield to block the flashlight, so he gets hit. And it just so happens the shovel hits it the same leg that Baron Zemo shot him in like 2 story arcs earlier. So he's down. He can't move. His leg is numb. Okay. So he doesn't know who's hitting him. He because it's pitch dark in there. So he grabs the flashlight and tries to shine it to see who's at him. But all he does is that basically pinpoints his own position. So now Bullseye knows exactly where he's at because he's flashed a flashlight at him. So he just starts throwing shit at him. Bam, 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 bam. It keeps hitting him. Bam, 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 bam.
Yes.
He's like, what the fuck is this guy? So
yes, give Bullseye your position.
Right. That's all he's doing. So since he can't get up and run or rush him or anything like that, he just barrel rolls over to like a girdle to move away from the position. And he turns on the flashlight also.
Samus rolls out of that.
Yeah, Samus rolls out of there. So Bullseye doesn't know where Cap is, so he's just throwing everything at the position where he thought Cap was. And Cap just like, oh shit. So he like crawls up to this like the top part of this girdle to even though he can only like move one leg, but just kind of get the position on him. So meanwhile, the last issue, Cap's girlfriend at the time in the 90s, Diamondback, was getting a fight with Black Widow. She survives, grabs a sky cycle, and runs off. And Black Widow's just like, we'll meet again next time. So maybe Black Widow will show up, maybe she won't. Who knows? Back to Captain America. Now he's on the top floor of that girdle, and now he can finally see who's throwing all this shit at him. He doesn't recognize him. Never met this guy before. So he's just like, but
really,
Stacey never met him before. Yeah,
this is like their first fight.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's throwing. So his shield is giving away his position. So Bullseye's not throwing shit at him, and Captain America just like, damn. Okay, I have fought every assassin on the planet worth their salt. I've never fought anybody with this kind of accuracy before. Who the hell is this guy? So, but Captain America, because Captain America, he always reading Avenger Files, and she's like, wait a minute, I've heard of a guy in New York that can do it. I think Bullseye is his name. I think Daredevil fights him. So yeah, so this is the first time he's ever seen him, heard of him, anything. So now that he finally knows who this guy is, now Captain America is gonna like hop on one leg over across of him, block him, and boom, get the lantern on him, and then just try to rush him down. Bullseye, I got the drop on you. So right before Bullseye can do anything, that's when Diamondback flows around, and Bullseye's like, oh shit, I'm not fighting 2 of them because he don't know who's coming, who else is there. So he gets the hell out of there. So he jumps out of the building and lands in the car. The reason he can survive that fall because apparently he has adamantium bones, I guess. Eli, maybe you know more about that than I do. I don't know. I guess it was a thing, but
I know about that. About Bullseye?
Apparently he has adamantium back then. But anyway, they're flying around looking for Bullseye, and also Captain America like, oh, why do you smell like the Hudson River? He's like, because Black Widow jumped me. Like, why the hell is Black Widow here? She's like, she's looking for you. She's like, So while they're searching for Bullseye, they don't find him, and Bullseye like, well, next time, Captain America, we won't be so easy, and that's it. They don't find him. So anyway, some time passes by. The meth dealers are going around looking for crack dealers. Why the meth dealers look for crack dealers? Because it's the game we're on right now, and all of the crack dealers belong to Kingpin. People are going around killing his crack dealers. Who's doing it? He like, is it the Punisher? Punisher, this is his style because they're killing innocent people around it also. So Punisher wouldn't do this. So who's killing my crack dealers? And Tie for Marriage basically says, well, it's a game war because not only are they killing your crack dealers, they're moving in on your turf. Okay, so we got to find out who the hell is who's running meth in my city, basically, because it ain't him. Somebody else is doing it. And he basically said, and find Bullseye also. So they find Bullseye, and meanwhile, Captain America is going back to Avengers headquarters, storming into the room to find Peggy Carter, who's on the switchboard, and he's yelling at her like, Peggy Carter. No, he didn't even call her Peggy. He calls her Carter. Carter, who the hell told you to put Black Widow on the case? She's like, but it's standard procedure to call an Avenger when one Avenger go down. Like, don't tell me procedure. I wrote the procedure. Now go tell her, go back to Russia or some shit while I do this. So, and she's like, why did he yell at me like that? He's never yelled at me like that before. So they realize that something is going on with Cap. They basically stressed out, rattled, something like that. He's basically saying, like, I think that explosion might have did something to him he was caught into. And Cap over here, she's like, okay, you talking behind my back? Get the hell out of here. John, get her the hell out of my sight right now. So John takes her home, but before he goes, he slips her his number, just in case to call. Like, call me later on, and John is just like, okay, Cap, is something wrong with Cap. Cap is definitely something is off right now, but I got to say something to maybe not tick him off too much. So basically, John's just like, Cap, I understand you're trying to stop the war on drugs, but instead of just beating the shit out of people, why don't we try to go after the demand instead of the supply? Try to decrease the demand of it. Okay, what you want me to do? Talk to us with social workers? Well, we got crack dealers on the street right now. Then the other guy behind him is like, okay, Cap, why don't you talk to the DEA? Why don't you, talk to some other law enforcement agency while you're trying to do this? I mean, shouldn't the Avengers like fight Thanos or some shit or Kang? They're like, well, I don't pay you guys to tell me how to avenge. I pay you guys to do your job, mechanic and shit like that. Matter of fact, I'm leaving. I'm out of here. So Cap just leaves. He leaves the Avengers place and basically decides to fight the war on drugs by himself. So meanwhile, Diamondback is at home. Instead of crying and being upset that Cap threw her out, maybe possibly dumped her, she decides to put on a new outfit or some shit and a wig. So that's it. So yeah. So 48 hours has passed. I'm gonna just fast forward through this 40 hours to pass because comics don't do montage, but I'm doing montage. Bullseye is in arcades, beating up any meth dealers he can find because the meth dealers with other people. He's trying to work his way up the ladder to find out who's doing it. And Daredevil shows up. Even though this feels like a Daredevil story, he finally shows up. He's swinging to Manhattan, grabs American flag and falls to the ground, and he decides to talk to Cap because he realized last time he talked to Cap, even he notices something is off. So the thing is, what is up with Cap? So we go to Captain America, going around searching for drug dealers, and just beating the shit out of them. That's what we've been doing for like the last 48 hours. And my past that, he threatens him. He was like, okay, so I'm gonna go after this plan. Okay, stop selling drugs. And just leaves. So we go to John Jameson, who finally gets a call from Diamondback. He shows up at where her secret identity shop and stuff like that. And basically shows off the new outfit. Like, what do you think? So basically, she's just telling you what she thinks is going on with Cap. The heightened libido, the compulsive behavior, the tunnel vision. He can only focus on one thing. The paranoia. What does all that sound like? I don't know. I'm going to spell it out for you. Okay. Captain America's on drugs. Like, wait, what?
Wait, what?
Kind of.
Yeah, that's why he's acting crazy right now. Captain America is high. So how did this happen? Because in the meth lab where he was at in the first issue of this storyline, it blew up in his face.
So he got a contact high.
He got a contact high. He's high on meth right now. But here's the thing. The super soldier serum might not recognize it. So it's still in his system and he might not come down from the high.
Ever?
Maybe ever. Yeah, that's the thing. He might OD. So they got to get the crystal meth out of his system. But since Cap is acting crazy, going around beating the shit out of people, they can't actually call him in. So they're like, we might need to call some other people in. But basically, that's why she's hanging out in like crack neighborhoods, thinking Cap would eventually show up and they can have a conversation with him. But meanwhile, they're doing that, a car rolls up on them, cuts the headlights off, rolls the window down, and they're like, uh-oh. And Diamondback kicks John to make him, foot sweep and get down. And she takes it in the back.
Oh,
To be continued.
no.
Yeah. So that's the story. So that's what's going on. So that is why I wanted to do this story the whole time, the third issue, because the entire rest of the story is about Captain America on crystal meth. That's the story.
Oh.
Captain Crack.
You're right. So that's the entire reason I wanted to do this story. Nobody was talking about the story, so we wanted to go from that. So that's all I got. I just want to talk about the story. I'm gonna keep going with the story from going forward, but yeah, that's all I got. So anything anybody else got? We're good.
I did check. Bullseye does not have a full skeleton of antimanium, but he has portions of his skeleton laced with antimanium.
Thank you. See, here's the thing, David. If you weren't here, we'd be asking for you. Like, where the fuck is David? So thank you. I'm glad you knew that, because I did not know that. That was not a thing I knew about that. So glad he knew that. I'm pretty sure it happened like when Daredevil may have fucked him up one time and he probably got a skeleton or something. So yeah.
Well, it says that he had his spine, his fist, and his skull laced with antimanium.
I think that's doing the Frank Miller run when Daredevil just dropped
I'm
him.
sure
Like that was
if he was working for Kingpin, I'm sure Kingpin hooked him up.
probably so. Yeah. Kingpin knows all kind of people. So yeah, that's all we got. Oh, also, like I said, since we got this outright geekery reunion going on, I want to say rest in peace to Thomas Hewlett. I should have did this first. I'm just not thinking about it right now. Yeah. He did pass. He was over with Willie Pace. They did Okay Boomer.
Yeah.
They did Okay Boomer. They did a bunch of shows on and just passed. We just heard about it. He DM'd me, let me know what happened. So want to say rest in peace to him and his family. So yeah. That being said, if you listen to Sloan, like, share, subscribe. If you listen more than 30 seconds, we need 30 seconds of your listen time. You helped out the algorithm. That's how it works. And see, David, this is the reason we're doing this format right here, because actually they pushed this format over anything else. That's why we do it. So yeah. Eli hates it, but hey.
Well, I just can't see.
Right. Hey, I can't either. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Captain America versus Khan from Star Wars. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, damn, that's a good one. I got no answer for that, but I think I may have thought about that before. I may have wrote that down one time, but I don't know.
Is that like a versus episode?
It may be. I mean, they're damn near the same guy, because Khan is a super soldier also.
Yeah, he's a super being or whatever. The perfect being,
he's genetically modified.
Yeah, like biologically engineered.
The same scientists that are I think it's the same scientist that created Data in Star Trek was responsible for Khan.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. That's
because his last name is Singh.
Data's last name is Singh?
No,
Khan's last name is Singh.
Khan is his one of his, it's Khan Nugent Singh.
Yeah.
And the doctor or the scientist that created Data was also named Singh.
Oh, gotcha. But it wasn't Khan. It may have been another.
It was the man who it was an individual responsible for Khan, the creation of Khan, and the other genetically modified humans.
Gotcha.
Because it was that in the Star Trek
during the eugenic wars. I remember
the
that.
eugenic wars.
But see, you didn't think I knew that. Huh?
Yeah.
But like later, you guys lost me.
They're still like modified humans. It's actually outlawed in Star Trek lore. In Deep Space Nine,
because of that, it happened in the 90s.
Yeah, like Dr. Bashir is a modified human, but he's kept that secret until he ran into other modified humans.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Captain America just because I'm a Marvel fan over Star Trek. That's all. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Last thing I got. Honestly, I'm gonna do some video game news. I'm gonna do some video game news at the very end. Akuma just dropped. Now, Eli, normally I would do some video game footage, but I'd be getting my ass whooped with them, so I'm not gonna post that shit.
Akuma, like the Street Fighter?
Oh yeah, yeah, Akuma from Street Fighter. Yeah.
He just dropped.
They just released him on Street Fighter 6.
Huh.
Yeah, he's
so
a new character.
He wasn't a playable character.
No, they just put him out like 2 days ago. I didn't know I had him. I didn't know I bought the ultimate digital version. Where you get all the first 5 characters like that. So once I realized I got that, I realized I have Akuma. I'm like, okay, we play that. So,
but Evil the evil version of Ryu and Ken.
Yeah, the Satsu Nuhado or whatever that shit was. Yeah. So I'll have some footage next week.
He
I'm
was on
gonna
Tekken, the last
laugh.
Tekken.
Yes, he was on last Tekken. Matter of fact, I think they took some Tekken moves he had on that game and put it in this game. Like he plays a lot like that in that version. So yeah.
Mhm.
But anyway, we're gonna end with some Akuma footage that I did get. But anyway, until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
And
I'm AKA David.
and we talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.